Damn it, people need to be underground on this tornado.
A massive mile-wide tornado with 200-mile-per-hour winds bears down on the small city of Moore, Oklahoma. In its path, an elementary school.
Calm down!
As a teacher, you're not supposed to lose control.
And a hospital.
Just don't stop. Oh my God.
For nearly an hour, storm chasers track the tornado as it rips a community apart. In the end, 24 people lose their lives. Just days later, more Oklahoma tornadoes bring deadly danger.
Look out, we're gonna die!
This is the inside story of some of the most powerful tornadoes in history, through the eyes of those who lived it. Time after time, tornadoes have taken lives in this one small town. Will science ever be able to better predict these killer storms? May 20th, 2013. Noon in Oklahoma. The country's top weather scientists are more fearful by the minute. Their new generation of high-powered radar sets and mobile radar trucks track the formation of a supercell thunderstorm. 30 miles southwest of Oklahoma City, clouds now soar 60,000 feet in the air. Images of raindrops swirling in the storm paint troubling patterns. It looks like a tornado is coming. The National Severe Storms Laboratory in nearby Norman has good reason to worry. Recent days have already seen killer tornadoes. And the reasons are clear. Warm, wet air from the Gulf of Mexico is colliding with cold, dry air funneled down from the Rockies. Prime conditions for a mega tornado. It's a terrifying prospect. The looming supercell is heading for more. The Oklahoma city that keeps getting hit. As they have done so many times before around Oklahoma, storm chasers are on the move.
Go! 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 Oh God, David. Oh, jeez.
Quick check-in with, and then it's going to last about 10 seconds.
Chaser sightings are fed back to TV weatherman Gary England, a vital cog in the Oklahoma tornado warning system. In 40 years' experience of tornado broadcasts, Gary has seen how scientific advances have improved predictions.
The warnings are much, much better. In some cases, we're able to give 15, 20, 25 minutes warning.
But in 2013, the time for prediction is running out fast. 2:46 p.m. Southwest of Oklahoma, retired teacher Charles Cook tests his new camera by taking pictures of clouds.
Listening to the radio, the man says it's right there, it's on the ground. I guarantee you it's on the ground.
Charles captures a unique movie, the birth of a tornado.
I went across the parking lot to get some distance, and I thought I'll turn around and look at it one last time. And I turned around and looked, and I was just amazed at how big it had gotten.
Again, you can see this right here. This is going to be the look at that tornado.
3 miles outside Moore, chaser Chance Coldiron feeds information to broadcasters.
You're live on the phone right now. Go ahead and go.
David, this tornado's turned into a violent stovepipe. It just hit a house, so we've got debris flying everywhere. It was a quarter-mile wide, and then it went into a mile wide. David, this thing is mean.
Go ahead and go. What do you think?
David, people need to be underground on this tornado. We have large chunks of debris.
By 3 p.m., the tornado reaches the town of Newcastle. It's grown to a category EF4 with wind speeds of up to 200 miles per hour.
Get in a safe room, below ground shelter.
Back on the road, storm chaser Ben Holcomb has been hunting tornadoes for 6 years.
The motion was insane. The motion was violent. The whole atmosphere was spinning. I've never seen a tornado do that. This was by far the worst tornado I've ever seen.
The tornado grows more deadly by the minute. It's picking up more and more debris from each building it destroys. Up to now, it's hit only sparsely populated areas. But storm chasers Heidi Farrar and David Demko soon realize that far more homes are in danger.
Yes. Oh God, Dave, it's gonna go through populated areas. Oh, jeez. We knew exactly where it was headed, and that was nowhere good as far as population impact go. Yeah, it was a horrifying feeling. Dave, this is a bad tornado. This is bad. Holy oh God. We gotta turn around. There's cars coming.
Okay, it's all right. The noise, the sound of the tornado was something that I'll never forget. We were so close to it, we could hear it so well. It was just reverberating.
Even a mile away, we could feel it. It was horrifying and frankly pretty awesome at the same time. It was quite an overwhelming experience.
Oh God, there's so much debris in the air! Oh, it hit something huge! This is gonna be an F5! Let's go!
The strengthening tornado is now on a collision course with more populated areas.
This tornado, we knew there was going to be deaths and more. We just didn't know how many.
A destructive force rivaling an atom bomb is about to hit the town of Moore.
Oh, those are cars! Oh my gosh, those are cars!
A tornado emergency. This is higher than a tornado warning.
The storm intensifies every minute, but storm chaser Chance still feeds live updates.
Damon, this is going F5 right now. It just crossed the river. I think I've seen 2 cars get picked up off the bridge and thrown in the air. This thing is violent.
An EF5 tornado is the worst it gets, potentially fatal to anyone not in an underground shelter. This beast is now 1.3 miles wide and will destroy virtually anything.
All right, we're getting too close for comfort.
Okay, turn around, turn around.
Dude, we need to go. I am trained. There's a car coming. Don't stop. Hold it. Lots of debris. Lots of debris. Go, 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 go.
I didn't really have a good adrenaline rush here when I was filming this tornado. It was more of a somber mood in the car and actually really a stressful mood in the car.
Go! I can't. I gotta slow down for the light. Go, 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 go. We gotta go.
We were kind of yelling at each other. I mean, just the stress from possibly dying.
It's huge. It's a huge fast stovepipe. Yep. Flip around. Flip around. Holy it's huge.
The tornado is now bearing down on the outskirts of Moore. Population 55,000. To the southwest of the city, as she gets close to the monster, storm chaser Heidi is reaching her limit.
From this stuff. Oh my God, we're getting hit with debris. Okay. I know. Wait, pull up here, and then stop for a little bit. Take it. I don't know what to do. Just take it. I'm sorry, I am.
This is the most violent tornado I have ever seen by far.
What is that person doing?
You got it?
Yes. Oh my God, it just hit somebody's house. There's a house spinning around in the air. Get out of here!
3:10. The monster hits town.
This has turned into a massive tornado. As you can see, just a humongous tornado here.
Knowing that was coming through the city of Moore in a heavily populated area, and knowing that there was nothing I could do to help anybody, and knowing that people were going to die was absolutely the worst feeling that I've had in my life.
For the residents of Moore, it's too late to run. In the heart of town, college students Charles Gafford and Alex Rodriguez don't yet realize the danger that's coming their way.
We could see it, a football field away from us, and we saw the houses get picked up by the tornado. At that moment, we realized our lives were in danger.
Chucky, come on, let's go, bro.
Yeah, I see debris. Let's go.
The teenagers leap into Alex's storm shelter, but refuse to stop filming.
We decided to take out our phones and stick them through the vent holes of our storm shelter. and then we proceeded to record.
Unbelievably, the tornado powers past directly above them.
It was just terrifying. There was a lot of fear.
It sounded like a really large train just busting through everything. You could hear debris flying everywhere. You know, houses were getting leveled. There's tires flying, pieces of sheet metal were going through houses.
You could definitely feel the suction as it started to get closer, which it kind of let us know how powerful the storm really was. It was really nothing to mess around with.
The children of Moore are still at school. Their teachers hope to keep them safe as the EF5 tornado thunders towards them. But nothing on Earth can stop a mile-wide tornado. It's 14 minutes since touchdown. Now a mile wide, the tornado has winds in excess of 200 miles per hour. In its sights, the small city of Moore.
This tornado's turned into a violent stovepipe. It just hit a house, so we've got debris.
TV weatherman Gary England and his News 9 team monitor the storm from their Oklahoma City studio.
Gary, we think that video on the left is Briarwood Elementary, which is at 134th near Robinson's, kind of by Santa Fe. There are children trapped.
The Briarwood Elementary School sits right in the line of fire. Hundreds of children are inside. No time to evacuate.
Listen!
Fifth grade teacher Robin Diedzik and her students are trapped in a school bathroom. She films on her cell phone as she tries to keep them calm and safe.
The power went out, and I thought that's going to scare the children.
Calm down!
I said, it's okay. That means it could have just hit something miles away.
She's armed with just a whistle and a flashlight, but Robin is trying to keep order. Despite the kids screaming, nobody could mistake a tornado's approach.
We could hear it coming.
At 3:16 p.m., the tornado rips through the fabric of the building. Deadly missiles fire out in all directions.
We're holding on for dear life. I feel like lost control in that moment. And then I tried to regain it because as a teacher, you're not supposed to lose control in front of your children.
Jackie, Benji, look.
In a school washroom, Sam Penna, the father of a student, tries to save his own son and 7 other children.
Benji, look. Mom's asking if I'm with you.
I really do.
We're with everybody.
Hey,
the boys were real brave. You can hear it coming. It sounded like a freight train, and I was trying to get everybody to calm down. Everybody, please calm down.
210 miles per hour winds are now right overhead.
Ben, he said, hey guys, can you feel the breeze? And I said, keep your eyes closed because that's the roof about to come off. I just remember telling you, hold on to me as much as you can.
But the bathroom walls are falling in on the children. Sam has just his bare hands and brute strength to hold up the weight.
One wall in particular had started to fall on us. The cinder blocks then started coming down, and they were on my arms, and I just held them as tight as I could. They were just stacking on my arms. I wanted to get us out of it. And I remember pushing this entire wall off and just throwing it as hard as I could.
Along the corridor, Robin is struggling to stay strong for her students.
Breton said a prayer over the room and was asking God to put his hand between us and the storm, and that's when the ceiling fell in.
After 60 seconds of terror, the tornado clears Briarwood, leaving chaos and confusion in its wake.
The storm lessened when the girls sat up. Everyone was pretty hysterical.
Finally, out of danger, the full shock of the event hits Robin.
Wow. Oh my God. I saw my classroom and I lost it for a minute. My classroom, I wanted to drop down to my knees and sob. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Meanwhile, Sam and the boys also emerge unscathed.
I just remember being so happy that we were out and we were safe. Gotta get out of here. Me and Benji got out and a bunch of his classmates, so we're good. We're looking for help right now, trying to go to the front.
Thankfully, at our school, we were able to get every child who was in the school back to their parents' arms.
Miraculously, everyone trapped at Briarwood Elementary School survives. Hundreds of children and their teachers walk away, but their school is destroyed. Like a crime scene detective, tornado experts are analyzing the devastation. Structural engineer Tim Marshall is an expert in assessing the impact of storms.
This is the Briarwood Elementary School. Look at the amount of damage to that school right there. It is complete destruction. It's amazing that this school was not a scene of a lot of loss of life. One of the reasons for that was some of the teachers asked the children to put their desks up against the wall. As the walls toppled, they sought shelter underneath those desks, and that was the saving grace.
The tornado rampages on from Briarwood Elementary. But another school, packed with hundreds of children and dozens of teachers, is just moments from impact. The Moore City tornado has torn up one school, thankfully sparing all the pupils and teachers.
A violent tornado going through South Oklahoma City Metro. It is in central Moore right now on 19th Street. It is over those neighborhoods right now.
Now, at the peak of its destructive power, it's headed straight for another school.
I heard a police officer in South Oklahoma City say over the scanner, everything to the south of here is obliterated.
Desperate parents rush to Plaza Towers Elementary School to safeguard their children. Frantically searching for his 9-year-old son, Zach, his local parent, Scott Lewis.
Principal saw me coming and threw open the door and said, "You know where he is." So I ran down the hall, grabbed my son, and got him out in the truck. We got right back here, and I could see the tornado down at the end of the street behind the last house, and it was just an eerie feeling.
Scott gets his son into their storm shelter back home, just a quarter of a mile from the school.
And I said, hey, we have to get in now. We had about a minute before the storm hit. And you sit kind of canoe style, we call it. Crouched down here, pulled this lid shut, and locked it. I could hear debris hitting the house. Your ears pop like when you're in an airplane. And then I could tell by my vents that the garage was gone because it was dark. And then all of a sudden it's light.
The EF5 tornado devours Scott's house and bears down on the school, parallel to Santa Fe.
Approaching Santa Fe.
There are power lines down on Santa Fe, and we're hearing that those may be students down there.
Looks like it's doing some great damage. What we call a debris ball. It's huge.
Oh my God!
3:21 p.m. First grade teacher Karen Marinelli is sheltering terrified students in her classroom. With no underground storm shelter, they are now in terrible danger.
Somebody yelled down the hall, "Get down," in a very serious tone. I laid over the 3 students and kind of butterflied myself where my elbows and arms were over them, but I was also covering my head too.
Teacher and parent Anna Kennedy runs for cover in a neighboring classroom.
The kindergarten teacher, Miss Simons, had as many as she could hold, and I just got on top of the rest of them, including my daughter. And we just held on and we prayed out loud.
Right after that, glass started breaking, and that's when I knew, like, this is going to get really bad. It just sounded like a train was just riding right through our building. It was horribly loud. It got really, really dark.
And I just kept telling them it was going to be okay. It was going to be okay.
The sounds of things falling, sounds of things breaking, and, you know, things were hitting us.
The 200-mile-per-hour winds barrel through the school. The roof tears off. Walls collapse. Children and teachers are exposed to tornado fury.
Then something really, really heavy crashed down on me. I didn't know what it was. It immediately took my breath away. It just landed on my lower back all the way down to my legs, and it just kind of smashed my pelvis down into the ground and my legs too.
Karen's husband Dominic is 15 miles south in Norman as the horror unfolds at the school.
She started sending texts, and what she was saying, she was scared. After that, I couldn't get through to her at all.
I couldn't move. I couldn't move at all. It hurt, and I was scared to death for these little kids. One of them, I could hear him crying, screaming, "What's going on?"
We were covered in dirt and brick and block.
It seemed to me like it lasted forever, and I just knew the next blow, you know, was going to be on our heads, and we were going to be gone. Then all of a sudden it was just over, and then all you could hear was screaming.
All around that Moore area, IMSA's responding to multiple injuries. We are hearing that there are a number of people who are trapped underneath debris right now.
Probably went another 25 minutes without hearing from her. And when I did, it was first in the form of 2 or 3 texts. One that said, "Help me." Not a minute after that, she was able to call me, and I heard her screaming. Even though it was a voice in agony and pain, it was still such a relief to hear that.
The winds are now so strong, they throw cars in all directions. rescuers struggle to dig out teachers and students trapped under what's left of their school.
When I stood up and was looking around after the kids had got out, there was like 3 cars in my classroom alone. I don't know what to say. I can't believe we lived through it. I feel very lucky to be alive.
At home nearby, Scott emerges unscathed from his shelter. His neighborhood looks like a war zone.
I kind of stuck my head up and kind of stood like this for a minute. We weren't really upset at the time. I didn't really have any emotion except, wow.
We went right through here.
Talked to rescue personnel that came by. Are you okay? Is everybody in your home accounted for? And I, explained to them my neighbor was over there. They went and checked. He was dead. They came back and told me they put a red flag over there, so that indicated there was a body there. He didn't make it out.
Under ever-darkening skies, the tornado powers onwards. Behind it, there are emotional scenes as children and parents are reunited. But there are some who never made it. At Plaza Towers, the 2013 tornado takes the lives of 7 children, all known to Scott's son, Zach.
One thing I still think about is that I couldn't help more of those kids.
Back at the school, Oklahoma State Police Sergeant Jeremy Lewis surveys the damage. Our cameras exclusively allowed in with him.
Down here is the main hallway of the school. There's classrooms on each side. The classrooms on the north side are now gone.
He has served in the community for 12 years, giving frequent talks to the students.
There were actually kids in the hallway as you turn right. At the last second, the teacher grabbed them, took them into a bathroom, which is down there. The hallway they were in is now gone. These are first grade classrooms here. The students in all of these classrooms went to the end of this hallway down here. They took shelter in this area here. The teachers that were pinned by this wall, fell in. There was also a vehicle that came in on the wall. There's only 3 rooms left in the main area of the school, the interior part of the school, that still have any roof left. There was a lot of debris that came through the windows. It would have been disastrous just because of the amount of stuff that was moving around inside the room.
And yet some areas remain miraculously untouched.
There's areas that don't have roofs or anything where there's still papers on the shelves. I don't know that we'll ever understand that.
Structural engineer Tim Marshall visits the site to work out why 7 young lives were tragically lost.
This structure is a combination of a steel frame structure and concrete masonry walls. And part of the reason why this building was so deadly was a lot of those walls collapsed. And unfortunately, they collapsed on kids that were trying to seek shelter up against those walls.
This thing is not letting up from what we're seeing here on the air.
3:22 p.m. The tornado has been terrorizing the city of Moore for 26 minutes. Behind it lies a trail of destruction 10 miles long. But for terrified residents, the ordeal is far from over. Now, the spinning monster is charging towards the medical center.
Oh my God.
3:24 p.m., 28 minutes after touchdown. With 2 schools destroyed in the city of Moore, the twister continues on its deadly path. Next in the crosshairs, the Moore Medical Center.
Up in the sky, you could see a huge black cloud low to the ground, and we knew that's it right there. It's coming straight for us. It's going to hit us head on.
And it's just a violent tornado. This is a tornado emergency. And power flashes. We got power like power, and it's going through populated areas. My God, get below ground at all possible.
Nurses and doctors are frantically moving scores of patients to the center of the building. With outer rooms and corridors evacuated, CCTV captures the eerie wait for the tornado to hit.
Not only are we having to protect ourselves, we're having to protect our patients. I have children, we have family here, so it was a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear in us, but we did a lot of praying.
But some emergencies just cannot wait, not even for a tornado. Shayla Taylor is in labor.
The nurses came in and told my family that they were going to have to go down to the cafeteria and that they were going to take me across the hall to the OR where there were no windows.
I was surprised that she was smiling, and she just kind of said, you know, I don't want to have a baby in a tornado. And I just smiled right back and said, hey, there's nothing wrong with having a tornado baby. We're going to keep you safe and everything's going to be fine.
The nurses, you know, they were just in a rush to make sure they got everything unplugged quickly. And, you know, they hurried up and got me down the hall. And, you know, got me plugged in, made sure that they had the baby on the monitor.
When the tornado hits the building, no one knows how bad the impact is going to be.
You know, I immediately went to the hallway, you know, in the safe zone, got behind the fire doors, and by that point you could already feel the pressure that was pushing on the doors, and the door that was next to mine got sucked open, and at that point, the door kind of pushed me against the wall and pinned me there. There was just this folks kind of tumbling down the hallway. There was debris shooting down the hallway, and all the people that were in the hallway kind of ended up, you know, in a bit of a pile.
I was actually pretty scared. I had turned my head and closed my eyes once I saw the insulation falling, and I was just holding on to the nurse's hands, and we were just praying out loud because that's all we could do. There was nowhere to go.
There was 3 nurses that stayed with the patient in active labor throughout the entire thing, and you know those 3 are real heroes for sticking with her.
So I opened my eyes, and when I opened my eyes, I'm looking out the wall. The wall is gone. The tornado had actually sucked the wall off, and I'm looking at the interstate, and I can see the movie theater, which was across the street.
Shayla was sure of one thing. Her baby was better off right where it was.
The safest place during that tornado for my son to be was in me. Like, it was best for me to be pregnant than to have a newborn with me in the hospital.
Miraculously, every single patient escapes without serious injury.
This right here is actually our waiting room, to where if we did not move the patients, they would clearly be dead right now. We moved the patients all the way to the back of the building to be safe in the kitchen.
Shayla transfers to another undamaged local hospital where her son is safely delivered.
Once we got to the hospital, it was a special moment for me because, you know, I had been in labor all day long. I had been through a tornado, and now I'm having a C-section, which, like I told the doctor, isn't the worst part of my day at all. But, I mean, just felt, you know, like it was a miracle, and it was a blessing that we had made it that far.
As the tornado passes back out into the countryside, it finally starts to weaken. Although storm chasers are still able to gather useful images of the beast that has left such incredible devastation.
We're out there to warn people and hopefully keep the fatalities at a low rate. This tornado, we knew there was going to be deaths, just didn't know how many. We were hoping for the low side.
In the storm's wake, the citizens of Moore begin to count the cost of the tornado that killed 24 people. Little did Oklahomans know that tornadoes were to come again within 2 weeks, wreaking havoc and destruction and taking yet more lives. For almost 3/4 of an hour, the tornado rages, reducing all in its path to rubble. The debris ball whips up farms, schools, a hospital, a bank, and thousands of homes. Then, as quickly as it formed, the tornado fizzles and ropes back up into the clouds that spawned it. Residents come out from emergency shelters, bathrooms, any place offering refuge from the storm.
It was a monster tornado, the highest level of wind speeds that we can see, and unfortunately it took the worst possible path through a highly populated area at a time of the day when many people were out. It's as bad as it gets.
During its 17-mile existence, the tornado claims 24 lives. Damage is so extensive that it rates as one of the costliest tornadoes ever. Yet this is far from being the first time, and certainly not the last, that the city of Moore is hit by a devastating tornado. It's been in the firing line more than 20 times since records began, with 3 major strikes since 1999. In that year, an EF5 tornado, with the fastest wind speeds ever recorded on Earth, killed 36 and injured 583. It is in the heart of Tornado Alley. But why should Moore in particular be hit so often?
Now, there's no meteorological significance that this town was selected. It's just a series of unfortunate circumstances.
Because this area is hit so often, it has become a center for tornado research and prediction science. The more warning time the scientists give, the more lives are saved. And compared to 1999, this time, the scientists believe they did better than ever before.
There was talk about the risk of strong tornadoes days in advance this year. We didn't have that in 1999. And so what it says is that many people got the word and were able to get out of the path, and that's some measure of success in what is otherwise a really tragic and sad situation.
Despite their latest success, all scientists fear that a force of nature like a tornado will always strong-arm their scientific efforts. There are just too many variables. Tornado expert Howard Bluestein agrees that science is unlikely ever to have all the answers.
Hopefully in the future, in the next 5 or 10 years, with the better computer models that we have, we might be able to say with a lot more certainty that, well, there's a 50% chance that there'll be a tornado if you live between Moore and Oklahoma City. But I don't think we'll ever be able to say that a storm will move in this particular direction at this particular time.
The lack of accurate prediction means that the residents of Moore will continue to face instant destruction in the years to come.
It's 27 years of building up to have a house, to have your cars, to have everything you wanted in a matter of 15 seconds. It's over. It's gone. Everything. But what do? We'll rebuild and go on.
You happen to have a crowbar? We've been here from sunrise to sunset every day, just digging. You'll hear the saws. They're over there trying to dig for my memories. For the kids' memories. For the kids' clothes.
I'll help you by hand.
Okay.
And then while he goes for some equipment.
See? Gracias.
Whatever Mother Nature throws at the people of Moore, they'll always be determined to stand fast in the face of the storm.
I'm so proud to be from Oklahoma, so I didn't want to sit on my couch and just do nothing, so he brought a bunch of like hamburger meat and just a bunch of stuff we're just going to grill, let anybody who's working come eat it.
That's my granddaughter's cat. It's hard to fucking this.
Last time my daughter saw her cat was Monday morning before she went to school, and that was, now we found her in the rubble.
We're going to rebuild and we're going to be okay. And we're all going to come back. And if it happens again, We're all going to do the same thing.
If you look at a climatological map of the frequency of occurrence of tornadoes, this time of the year, you'll find there's a bullseye centered right over the Oklahoma City area. There may never be a tornado in Moore for another 20 years. There could be one mile to the north, 1 mile to the south, 10 miles to the north, 10 miles to the south, maybe even later on next week.
Within days, tornado scientist Howard Bluestein's words proved to be a terrifyingly accurate prediction. 3 tornadoes strike 4 miles from the city of Moore. This time, the tornadoes strike at evening rush hour, smashing vehicles along Interstate 40, killing at least 7 adults and 2 children, including a mother and her baby.
Brett, if you don't go south, we're gonna die!
The incredible danger of being in a car hit by a tornado is dramatically illustrated by what happens to storm chaser Brandon Sullivan and his crew. Also chasing that day, Heidi Farrar and David Demko. They were traumatized by the May 20th storm, but now they're back on the chase again, capturing this amazing footage. These were multi-vortex tornadoes, the third of them tearing through neighborhoods near Moore, which survived the May 20th storm unscathed. 80,000 Oklahomans are left without power. 2,000 passengers at Rogers World Airport hide in underground tunnels. This time, Plaza Towers school teacher Anna Kennedy, who survived the May 20th storm, loses her home.
Rapidly rotating, about 200 yards to our east. 200 yards to our east.
For the crew in a Weather Channel truck, the tornado has one last incredible sting in its tail.
Everybody go. Keep going in the can. Keep going in the can. Everybody duck down.